I like hot times with men.
I stopped short.
How do you follow that? You just say, thanks, Sam. That's great. But good news is Sam is here to defend himself tonight. So's Luds. So's Ryan. So am I. And the Stars, even when it's not pretty, they just keep winning. That's the sign of a pretty good team. If you have a 9-game point streak and you've got some points of contention about play or pockets of the game, might be a pretty good team. Long way to go. Stars win again as they beat the Sharks 4-1. Let's do the postgame show right now on DLLS. Hey, everybody, this is the DLLS Stars post-game show. After a 4-1 Stars win over the San Jose Sharks, we have Craig Ludwig, we have Sam Nessler, we have our producer Ryan Botters. I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will break down the full action of this one tonight, have some fun, maybe even say hi to Sam once or twice. But before we do, don't forget that our first ever DLLS Stars Takeover event is coming up on Sunday. And I cannot tell you how excited Craig Ludwig is for this particular event. We will be having folks in the studio for pregame. We're going to have a meal next door at Hooters, and then we're all going to go over, everybody that has tickets for this, going to be sitting in the stands with our diehards or maybe even possible non-diehards that bought tickets. But I think most of them, if not all of them, were DLS diehards. Sign up to be a diehard today because we will definitely do another one this year because of how quickly that one sold out. And diehards get the first right of refusal, so don't forget. Use that QR code.
You kind of want to be careful. We don't know how this is going to unfold. We may have to walk that. We're going to do another one again.
Oh, I think
it may implode.
Well,
somebody may get tossed out of the building, or something may happen.
If it has to not be you.
Why? That might be the best thing for everybody. I'm just saying, we're promoting another one. You know.
Sam, are you frozen, or do you have your hand raised?
He's frozen.
I have a question.
Oh, that was good.
All right, the chair recognizes Sam Nessler.
Yeah, this is Sam Nessler, DLS Stars. Craig Ludwig, why are you so dressed up?
Well, it was cancer night in the building.
Beauty.
I left it in the other room, but I had the lavender Hockey Fights Cancer tie that the Stars gave us. I
wore
that. Made my own
them things hanging in the closet.
Yeah.
They don't ever change.
No.
The same ones
it's
every
the
year.
Same pattern, right? Yeah. But still, great night, Hockey Fights Cancer.
I figured somebody here should represent it, since you're wearing a hoodie and yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, you need to have that to get your big head out of the way so you can see it.
As our producer says, Sam, it's all about framing.
Yes.
Yep. All right, well, let's talk about this one. I walked in after the second period, and I looked at Luds and said, boy, this team felt like it got lulled into a sloppy, dull, low-event game playing down to the level of their competition. And you said, no, I don't see that at all. I see it differently.
Well, it's a fatigue team. I mean, it's pretty clear when
you're talking about the Stars here.
Yeah, the Dallas team. I mean, and again, good news. They find a way to win.
My goodness. Again,
I just felt when you see, and I don't look at, when I watch the top players that aren't getting to the same spots and getting, moving with the same pace that they normally do. And then you go ahead and you look at the roster, the schedule, and you see they've played 7 games in 10 or 11 days. And so, and again, their game, what was this, 27, 28?
This was 29.
29. So, and they've been doing this program for a month and a half. You know what I mean? And they're going to continue to do it.
No extended break at all.
And so I got 5 and 9 days coming up next. So and they get a day off.
Does that lead right up to the holiday break, or is that even before?
I think there's 2 days after that. I think there's 2 days.
They get a whole 2 days. Wow.
Off. Yeah. So book your trip.
Hey, by the way, no,
to Uptown.
I got to jump in because 2 non-game days in a row, Sam, is more than enough time for prime Craig Ludwig to go to Mexico and see Metallica and get in trouble.
That'd be Mexico City.
Perfect time.
It's such a great drop. So let's just briefly join this digression. You're playing and you have a schedule like this, and you would have 2 non-game days in a row. You're lobbying for 2 days off at this point with the coaching staff?
Unfortunately, I was the one that I was mandatory optional.
You have to skate.
They thought that would deter me from doing what I would normally do.
And did it work?
We'll teach him. We're gonna tell him he's got to skate tomorrow. I'm like, whatever.
Do you think they knew that you just didn't sleep?
Yeah, they know.
They were aware that you just
let me tell you, if you ever, your trainers can be your best friends, and then sometimes they can be the other way.
Eyes and ears for the management.
But I always found that, man, be buddies with your trainers, because there were times when, this will go into story time, but there were times when the trainer can see that you don't look very good, and you probably shouldn't be practicing that.
What about not necessarily smelling so great either?
Well, that you just stay away.
They can't smell the alcohol coming out of the pores.
You stay at the other end of the rink. You don't go anywhere in when there's a meeting. You stay away in the back of the meeting, and they're trying to figure out who it is. And after a while, they kind of know who it is. In our group, there was more than one.
You probably strengthen numbers, right?
I had a great trainer, Soupy, that when he recognized one time that I wasn't doing so good, he goes, "Luds, get in the training room." And I went in and I said, "Yeah, Soup, I'm not doing so good." He goes, "Hang on." So he went and grabbed a baggie, for where you put the ice in and everything. Mm-hmm. And he turns his back to me. He's over in the corner, and I just see his back doing this. I don't know what he was doing. Then he came over and he tapes it, or puts the bandage on my ankle. He blew it up with air and put the wrap on there and said, "I'll go tell Hitch that, you got hit with the puck last night," which I did. And so I got the day off.
Oh, that was so generous.
Yeah. So Subi gets all free meals and massages now in the alumni room.
I would also say that probably merits a pretty good end of season tip too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it was.
You got to take care of those trainers.
Yeah, it was different then.
Yeah, not like now.
Guys, oh man.
Yeah, well, the salaries are a little different then too.
Oh man.
As Les as well. But let's not get completely off the rails, Sam. I said it a minute ago, though. I know you're enjoying listening to Les. I am too. But it felt like this team, it's so weird. I don't want to get into the breakdown too early.
Lost for words?
No, I'm just trying to think about how I'm phrasing it.
That's not possible.
No,
Yeah.
It happens once in a while, but no, I was trying to think about how to do it without starting to break down in between periods and stuff, because we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But I said it looked like they were lulled. Luds goes, "No, they're gassed." What was your take about it when you watched it? Did they look sluggish and tired, or did they look like, oh, the San Jose Sharks just don't threaten us? Like, we're not worried or bothered by this team.
Yeah, it almost felt like a little bit in between. I kind of felt like it was two teams that realized that both were either tired, sluggish, whatever word you want to use, and they both just kind of said, "Okay, well, that means we can kind of ease into this one," right? Because it wasn't just Dallas. It wasn't like they were, you see sluggish, the word sluggish, it feels like, you're bobbling pucks everywhere and you're making mistakes and you look like you're tired, right? They just kind of looked like they were not really energetic yet. And the Sharks were just kind of like, okay, we also don't have a ton of energy. We're probably not going to win this game. Let's all just kind of ease into this together. I mean, what were the shots? Like 4-0, almost 12 minutes in or something crazy. And then 9-4 or whatever. Like neither team was pressing. And I almost felt like, I think was it last week they came back from the big road trip and played Friday, Sunday, or Saturday, whatever that was. The first game back from that long trip, they looked like this, right? That first game, Utah, I want to say, the first period and a half, they looked like they were just kind of saying, we know we're good enough to find our game eventually. Let's not waste the energy here early on. And that's kind of what it felt like. It just was figuring it out. Let's ease in and let's start to find it eventually. And both teams, I think, just kind of agreed to it. And it wasn't like it took 5 minutes. It took like 40 minutes for this game to really start getting a little bit of energy. And then once it did, obviously, a few goals and a few little scraps and things to get the energy in.
Sam, I do think the opponent has something to do with it.
Hold that bing bong. Finish your thought, and then we got to get to a big bing bong.
I was just going to say, I think the opponent has something to do with it too, because it's not like a Colorado team coming in here or
I
a
think
Carolina
so.
team,
Yeah.
and thinking that, you know what, we're tired, but we can get through this. And I think if you have a, you know, let's say a Colorado team coming in, you're a little worried about getting your butt kicked in your own building. So there's a different kind of level of urgency.
I agree with that. All right, let's get to the super chat because that means it's a big one. I Love Misty 1985 with a Ritz Govian and 99 Cup here to win to tie the win to tie us in the category with the Avalanche is nice. That's right. We'll show you that in a minute. 19 wins tied with the Avalanche in wins, although they've played 2 fewer games. But more importantly, I finished second in cancer fighting turbo trivia, but then they listed Stars play to win winners later. I made the board. It's a mystery. Best of luck to Sam's mom's recovery. Very, very nice. I Love Misty, and congrats on your turbo success.
There's a lot to digest there, but thank you. Appreciate it.
I need to pull this up for Ryan real quick so that we're going to stop it down for a minute because
I'm real bad at that trivia while Owen's figuring that out. I do not do well during those in-game.
What are we talking
trivias,
about?
Except
you're
for the retro
not over
night
at the
one.
rink during the games. They usually, was it Sam's second intermission or is it first?
I think it's second.
Like early, like beginning of the second intermission, they do a thing called Stars Turbo Trivia where if you use your phone, scan the QR code, and you have to put in like your name and email or something.
That's where I wouldn't even get on the board.
Well, if you can register and then you can play along, they'll put the question up on, was it 5 or 6 questions on the main Jumbotron, and there's a 10-second, and then they show the answer. And depending on how fast you input, if you get them correct, you get points, and then they'll post electronically whoever the leading trivia players are for that particular night.
That's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Remember
the show?
Except for without the phone a friend.
When Regis was there, whoever got in first on the buzzer thing, they got to come up.
And the best part is usually the trivia has something to do with the theme night. So if it's Razor celebrating his Hall of Fame, they did a bunch of
he does that every day now.
Razor and Hartford Whalers questions. The Hockey Fights Cancer, they probably had something that was sort of more close to that. Or retro night, they'll be like, they did like 90s music, and Sam admittedly struggled a bit with that. Right?
Not so good. So good.
You know what it is, lads? And you wouldn't be surprised on this. Turbo Trivia next to Sam, it just gives us a deeper look into the cultural stuff that Sam does or doesn't know. Right? Like the Seinfeld.
I was really good. I was really good at Halloween. The Halloween one I was good at. I'm a good horror movie guy.
Is that movies or something?
Yeah, Halloween movies. It was all like the Freddy and Jason franchises and all that stuff. I'm good at that
so
one.
Take a look at this. This is what I was trying to screenshot real quick for everybody. But this is oh wow, Ryan, you made that look good. This is the updated standings. This is not division. This is the league. This is the President's Trophy. Again, it's not even 30 games yet. But look at that. 19 wins each. Stars and Avalanche. Games played, of course, is in favor of the Avs, but they're 1 point behind. Obviously, the Avs have more regulation wins, which would be the first tiebreaker anyway. But look at that. The Stars have the second best record in the entire NHL, and there's a gap large between second and third.
Yep.
Thoughts?
That's crazy. And how about the Central Division?
It's a third of the year.
Well, yeah, look at Minnesota. The third best team in the Central is the fourth
Division.
best team in the entire hockey in NHL. The one that really surprises me, if you look at this, well, there'd be 2, is top 10 teams. Pittsburgh is 8th. We'll see Pittsburgh on Sunday. Anaheim is 10th, and they've actually dropped down from nobody thought the Penguins were going to be anything.
Did anybody think Minnesota was going to be here?
Not there.
No.
But I thought Minnesota would be better than, say, like Pittsburgh or
Well, everybody thought Pittsburgh
Anaheim.
was fire sale.
Everybody thought Pittsburgh might be one of the worst teams in hockey this year.
Yep.
So,
Luds, can I ask you, because fans have been asking me a lot, do you see Colorado falling from Earth or falling back to Earth a little bit, or do you think this is a sustainable thing they're doing right now?
Oh, no, I think all these teams are going to fall back a little bit. I don't see where you're collecting, 14 out of 16 points going on all year long in segments like that. There's going to be times where the good teams are going to lose 2-3 games, and maybe that's where you stop it at. So, and the way it's going right now, that's probably where you're going to have to stop it at, 2 or 3, because if you don't, one of those other couple teams may pass you by or at least get ahead of you. But I think the good teams are going to stay where they're going to stay here, but I don't believe that if you take a 10-game segment for the rest of the year, which means that there's about six of those
Well,
left.
next
no,
game
there'd be
will be 30,
50
so
of
there'll
them.
be five of
5
segments
of those
plus a couple
yeah.
games.
I don't think that in every one of those segments you're going to be playing 800 plus hockey. I don't think that's going to happen.
The absurdity of it all.
What's good about it?
Go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead, Owen.
Here, I'll tell you. Go ahead, Sam.
We're too
No, you
kind.
hang up first.
I was just gonna say the good thing about it for early on, it's always good to get a lead early on, right? It's always nice to have that, so when you have your struggles, you have a little bit of a gap. But this year, the parity in the NHL is so crazy from below that mark down. I think, I don't know when it was, a week ago or so, it was like a 4-point gap between like 4th and 27th or something ridiculous. So if you can be one of those teams that's up there, let those other 20 teams just beat the crap out of each other and fight for spots while you kind of sit above it. I think that's really important.
Great point by Kayla. The Stars doing this with major injuries, although much of the league is also dealing with that. But still, Luds, you say, I don't think they're going to play 800 hockey for 5 more 10-game segments. But I did the math before the post-game show tonight. They have points in 21 of their last 23 games, 16, 2-5, 37 points. So that's more than 2 10-game segments. 804 point percentage. That's exceedingly good.
Yeah. I don't think teams are going to finish the year off at 8-10.
They're not going to play.
That'd be a good question. What's the best anybody there? I'm sure.
Well, you're talking about the Boston Bruins?
I would say the best in the last 15, 20 years at the end of the season.
Right. So
have they played Bruins, 800 hockey?
The Boston Bruins have the best record in right. But what was the?
And they lost in the first round, right?
They lost in the first round. Yeah.
That was to Florida.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
where Marshy could have scored in overtime, that wouldn't have happened.
When I looked at those league standings, now again, long way to go. Florida is 27th out of 32 teams.
Who cares? They don't.
But are they making the playoffs?
Listen, if they don't, they won 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups.
So it doesn't matter.
They're going to show up.
So
are they going to be there?
Playing with house money now?
Well, yeah. I mean, man, with this ridiculous schedule, you got to expect something like that. I'm surprised with Tampa. Tampa's turned it around a little bit. So.
Wasn't it Tampa that had that ridiculous year, won the President's Trophy, and they got swept by Columbus too? Wasn't that one pretty close to the best? Yeah. So maybe just stay away from having a ridiculous year.
We probably need to wrap soon.
Yeah, we should go to break. I'll come back with the numbers for you after that. We'll get to our breakdown, our super chats, and much more. Stars win over the Sharks here on the DLLS Stars postgame show. If you're a last-minute shopper like I am, guilty as charged, then you know the feeling as you get closer and closer to Christmas that you're running out of time. Maybe the items you're looking for aren't on the shelves, or you can't even get them shipped before the big day and you're scrambling. Well, don't do that this year because you need an Aura frame. It is a phenomenal gift for whoever even if somebody you struggle to shop for. One of the great things about an Aura frame is that it has unlimited photos and videos. You just download the Aura app and you can connect it to Wi-Fi. It's super easy. You don't even have to type it in. You just use your phone to connect. Also, you can preload photos before it ships so that if you're gifting it and you can add them later. Piece of cake. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off America's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using the promo code DLLS at checkout. That's auraframes.com with promo code DLLS. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Show the support of the show by mentioning us at checkout. Now let's talk about Wild Fork Foods, because tomorrow, Saturday, December 6th, from noon to 2 p.m., come join us at Wild Fork Foods location in Plano at 2085 Preston Road for a delicious experience. Visit Wild Fork Foods for some free samples, and not only do you want to miss out, you can meet John Radigan and Jeff Wilson from the DLLS Rangers show. Try out a variety of our tasty products for free. Whether you're just a foodie or just looking for a fun time, this event is perfect for everyone. Don't miss out on this opportunity to savor some scrumptious bites. That's this Saturday, December 6th from noon to 2 p.m. at the Wild Fork Foods location in Plano at 2085 Preston Road. We hope to see you there. That is wildforkfoods.com. So just to follow up what we were talking about before the break, when Luds was saying, yeah, you don't see teams playing 800 or better hockey over the final 50 plus games. He's probably right. That's unrealistic. The best record in the NHL in the regular season was the 22-23 Boston Bruins under Jim Montgomery. They had 65 wins. They had 135 points and a point percentage of .823, which is obscenely good. But the NHL record for best point percentage is .875 by the 1929-30 Boston Bruins. Granted, they only played 44 games. They went 38-5-1 versus an 82-game season. But still.
We lost to them all 3 games that year.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, in 29-30? Yeah. You were only like minus 55 years old, but that's okay. All right, let's get to the breakdown of this one because we have a bunch of super chats to do, and obviously people should be very excited because even when they don't play particularly well, the Stars keep finding ways to win. I haven't seen this one-sided of a first period in a while. I don't think the Stars were amazing, but they had my tracking was 8-1 in scoring chances. Sharks didn't have a shot on goal until Ty Dellandrea wristed one from the bottom of the center ice circle, almost 100 feet away. Jake Oettinger took it off the chest like he was playing with it. That was with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left. So more than 16 minutes into the first period before the Sharks had a shot on goal. Rantanen got behind the defense on a little one-on-one, drew a penalty. Askarov made the save. Wyatt hit the crossbar, and then Robo had one of the easier goals he'll have, which is a backhand tap-in into an open net.
Yeah, and, again, power play goal. But, again, Mikko Rantanen, Wyatt Johnston, talk about hockey IQ. Here's what they're taking away Wyatt, right? So they're going to make sure that the guy that leads the league in power play goals, I believe he still does, he's not going to get a goal.
By a long shot.
So they just make sure he's taken care of. Now, Rantanen recognizes that nobody's moving. So these 3 guys are standing there. They're not coming to him. So what does Rantanen do? He starts to get a little bit closer to him. Now, Robo at the same time, he's going to come down the back door. And by both of these guys, one moving to him, that what I loved about Rantanen, he gets to him and then he draws him over. Then he pulls the puck away from him. He's got like the little ball on the string. And then Robo comes down. Well, ultimately what that does, now all of a sudden it opens up Wyatt. And that passing lane becomes available. Wyatt one times it like he normally does. Robo takes off, and he's got a nose for the net, and he doesn't have to be in front of the net because this one here, he gets down in that quiet area, rebound, puck bounces off the goaltender. I wasn't sure if this hit Hintz or not, but it obviously didn't because he didn't get a point on it. But then Robo, look at Robo's feet. He's behind the goal line, but that's the thing about Robo. He doesn't go past the net.
Yep.
He has been a dog on a bone all this season as far as finding those loose pucks, and he just taps it in. But what a play by Rantanen. And it was funny because, there were some things that happened prior to that. Rantanen stood there, and he kind of moved around a little bit, but those 3 guys wouldn't move. Mm-hmm. So what he does is he gets close enough to where that defenseman thinks he can poke the puck off it.
He's just
and now
baiting
he
him.
Pulls him out of position. He pulls the puck back just about 6 inches, makes a little pass. Wyatt reads it. He steps into that little spot. So, again, two smart players on this team, but 2 players that are just incredibly hot right now.
Sam, Jason Robertson's 18th goal of the season ties him with Sidney Crosby, the ageless wonder himself, for 3rd best in the NHL. A leader is Nathan MacKinnon with 22. Boston's Morgan Geekie is at 21. And then you have Crosby, Robertson, and Connor Bedard at 18. This is the insane part. He has points in 12 of 15, 24 points. He has goals in 11 of 13 games. Think about this. He had 3 goals on the season and a big scoring drought, and now he had 15 goals in his last 13 games.
It's ridiculous, and I think he was leading the team in points too. I don't know if he still is tonight, but he.
That's a good point. Rantanen.
I don't know how many Mikko had, but I know Robertson was 1 point ahead of Mikko.
I think Sam Steele's climbing up there. They better watch out behind him.
Right. I think you're right, Sam. I think Mikko passed him because he had 3 he was 1 behind, and now he's 1 ahead.
Even close to that, and the fact that he was leading today after the slow start and all the things you just said, it's ridiculous. And I think I just saw Leah posted Glenn Gulletson just got asked about Jason Robertson being left off Team USA, and Glenn Gulletson said, I saw Bill Guerin's comments about you have to check. We know he can score, but you watch Robertson play, he can also check. And I think that's an underrated part of Robertson's skill. He's not like the best defensive forward in the game by any means, but he's responsible. He doesn't float a whole lot. And I think that's the key that you're looking for in that area. I don't know how you look at, because these short tournaments we talk about all the time with goalies, right? You ride the hot goalie when you're playing Four Nations, especially because there's only a few games. Olympics is a short tournament. You ride the hot hand. It doesn't matter if he's the best of 20 whatever players they carry. If he's this hot going into it, you pick him and you put him on the team because he's got the hot hand. So I don't know how he gets left off Team USA, but I will say that I saw some stuff today about his potential contract. There's no way he makes less than Mikko Rantanen when they sign him to stay on this team.
No
I
chance.
think he's the
No,
highest
not
paid
at all.
player on this team, and I think he's earned it. I mean, he might put up 45 goals, 50 goals again.
And you know what, Sam, one other thing that he's heavy on his stick now. When you watch him and he's winning 50-50 puck battles, he's just competing. And you can see he's got that instinct in him to always follow up pucks that are around the net, even when he doesn't know where they are. Again, I say it like Brendan Morrow used to do, slap around puck, but now he's always looking for the puck. Even if the goaltender's got it in his glove and he doesn't see where it is, he's looking around for the puck.
Yep.
But I've been impressed with him on the wall. I mean, the strength on the wall, pucks that get taken away from him, he fights to get them back, and everything that Sam said, that he is, and I don't think it's so much, well, yeah, it's both. I mean, the contract, I think it's more about making sure he's in Italy or wherever it is, where they got that really small rink. Boy, is there a lot of talk going on there.
Who knows?
Like,
who knows where they're going to play?
So that little 3 or 5 feet that they're talking about, the big question is, and I've heard people talking about today, if it's the neutral zone they take it away from, or behind the net do they take it away from? If it's the neutral zone, you may want to get a couple different players on your team versus what you originally thought. So anyway, different story.
Well, after the first period, Stars had the lead. San Jose Sharks managed 3 shots on goal, 1 scoring chance. It was not particularly dangerous. It was on a power play, but the Stars were in complete control, although it, maybe playing with their food a little bit, or maybe just very tired. Then you go to the second period, and 8.5 minutes in, we're almost at the halfway point of the hockey game. And Sam, I've heard that you got the breakdown tonight of the Sharks tied the game at 1.
I don't think Sam got to look at the pictures either. Sam, did you get to look at any pictures?
I think I saw him.
Oh, you did? Damn, I was hoping you didn't see him. Well, go for it, Sam.
No, let's go for it. I know this is the tying goal here. I texted Luds right away. When you're Ryan, just stay right here for a second. When you are growing up playing any sport, pretty much any sport with a net, a basket, whatever, you're taught to be in between your man and the goal or the hoop, whatever it is. That's the base of playing defense. But as a little kid, right here, Maverick Bork, I think this is Collin Graf, former Quinnipiac University national champion, Owen, undrafted player. He makes a beeline to the net as the puck goes up to the point here, and you can see Maverick Bork, he's doing a little bit of puck watching, but he allows Collin Graf to go right behind him to the slot. Go ahead and go next one, Ryan. So Luds loves to talk about Miro and other defensemen not doing a good enough job of making contact outside of the area of the net, right, of the slot, right? They allow them to get into the slot and then try to defend and get positioning. That's already too late. Here, Maverick allows him to get positioning, and he's in front of him. So Collin Graf has the advantage here. If that puck goes anywhere near the net, there you go. He's got the position on Maverick Bork. Bork doesn't have his stick tied up. He doesn't have his body control, and he's not in between him and Jake Oettinger. That shot comes through, gets in. Good screen here, as Luds pointed out by our boy Ty Dellandrea. Puck gets through, ends up deflecting a little bit, bouncing around, and then right as it pops out here, I think Luds circles the puck here, if I remember correctly. Look at that beauty. The puck is here, and look at Maverick. This is a perfect one because it shows you how quickly you can go from I think I'm in position to I'm way out of position just by being on the wrong side of your man. And that puck, Maverick has no chance here without tying up the stick. Collin Graf has perfect position, and he's able to slam that 5-hole for the goal. So a really simple mistake here from Maverick Bork, but it's a super important one defensively because as soon as you lose position like that, you're not getting it back at this level. These players are too good and too physical.
Good job, my little grasshopper. But now let me show you, Sam.
What the puck?
Now I'm going to show you how it could have been avoided right from the beginning. This here is Miro with drive going to the front of the net. And I do not like picking on Miro, and Sam even brought it up. I give Miro a hard time somewhere. But he is approximately 25 feet or so away from the net when he engages, right? But what happens is Miro doesn't try to stop his progress. He doesn't impede it at all. And now this is where he actually first gives him a little bit of a push here. If Miro would have slowed him down and made it difficult to get to that spot, he could probably slow him down by the time he gets to the hash mark area. Then it becomes important because then your goaltender doesn't have to look around two different bodies. And I believe if you hold him out there, puck goes back to the point, then there's the shot that comes to the net. And what you'll see, the same shot here, Jake can't see. That wouldn't be there right now. Jake would be able to see this shot come in from the point, and he would be able to control this rebound. And naturally, then that goal probably doesn't go in. But just by kind of accepting the rush and getting to where the crease area is, and then you want to start your battle, you back your goaltender up and you take the eyes away from him. So I think if you could and you can always get to the inside of that player and you just kind of skate with them backwards and ride them off to the side of the net. And, that to me, that's the way I'd like to see Miro. Now, and again, that's being very nitpicky as I usually am with Miro because he doesn't do much else wrong.
Yeah, Luds, I'm just curious, is that not taught to him? Like, are they not seeing that? Or is that
Here's
just
what
something
I
where
think,
you're like,
Sam.
you know what, that's not his strength?
Here's what I think, and this started 10, 15 years ago when they started to be a little bit more stricter on the interference and they wanted to get the goals up and everything else like that. And that's what led the defenseman, because I remember saying to Rick Wilson and a few guys, why do you have your defensemen now out in front of the guys that are in front of the net and trying to get to the pucks before they, get to the net? And he goes, Leds, we're getting called for interference. We're getting called for holdups. And then as you watch the game, they allow you to battle a little bit. And again, because that the forwards get out to the point so hard now when a puck goes to the defenseman, that they only have a split second to get the puck up. So if you can stop that player that's coming to the net a second or two, hold him up, by the time the puck gets there to the net, he won't be in front of the net like you are there. I just think you can do a little bit more and you can ride him. Your position can slow him down and you can kind of determine which direction he's going to go. But I believe it came from the interference calls and the holding of players that wanted to get to the net because they wanted more interference. They wanted more goals going up, which everybody loves more goals.
Well, it was 1-1 after 2. The Stars had a very, very paltry second period as far as offense goes. We'll get to the third period. A lot more action, some Sam Steele moments, and more than your super chats here on the DLS Stars postgame show. Tonight's DLS Stars postgame show is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day. Mine are not necessarily always right, but if you are, why not have those correct decisions have you get paid? Well, with Prize Picks, you can jump on the excitement of the NFL football season or Craig Ludwig's favorite English Premier League, or of course the National Hockey League. You can use more or less on 2 to 6 players in your lineups, and you can cash in if you're right. Well, how about Jason Robertson? More than 0.5 goals. That's a pretty good, decision most of the time. Ride with him. Whether it's in football, if you think you know how many rushing yards or carries or receptions or passing yards, take advantage of that. Prize Picks is so simple to play. Again, you pick more or less than just 2 player stats. If your picks get right, you get cashed in. And of course, don't forget to download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Now let's talk about Shopify. What kind of dreams did you have when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grow up? Besides a Major League Baseball player or National Hockey League superstar, maybe as you got a little older, you were thinking about starting your own business. But did you know that Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States? In fact, Shopify even powers the DLS merch store. Stay tuned a little bit later. Luds will talk to you about some really great shirts, like the Moose shirt. Shopify has you covered with website creation, product descriptions, email and social media marketing, and more, and even AI tools designed to help you maximize sales. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. Thumbs up sign. All right, Luds. Let's talk about the third period because.
Can you do it for me?
Oh, he wasn't ready for that.
Oh.
Nice.
You guys got to practice that a little bit
I
more.
don't ever want that read. I'll never get it.
That's
So
decent.
thank God.
You want to do it next game?
Never.
All right, we're gonna have Luds work on that for the next one. No. Stars take a penalty right off the hop in the third period. That's a Razorism, off the hop.
Right
He loves to use that. And Jeff Skinner, who had been on the IR, has a wide open shot, but he doesn't make Jake. Jake doesn't have to move. He makes a good save. And then here comes Colin Blackwell shorthanded. Well, I don't want to take away too much from Luds here because the next three chances are all grade A's, and they're all Sam Steele. And the poor guy doesn't register a shot on goal, but at least he would make up for it a little later. Take it away.
Well, there were people that were being hard on Sam Steele. Here him and his buddy
People.
Blackie. Blackie puts this puck in a good spot, and somehow, again, he's not Mikko Rantanen or Wyatt Johnston, but he kind of fans on this thing a little bit. It ultimately hits him in the right foot. So that was a tough one to take.
He's got an open net, too.
Yeah, he's got an open net. Askarov is like, dude, this is in the net. Well, and here's another one. Now, upon review, this did catch the tip of the goaltender's glove.
Did it?
Yeah, it did, because the puck goes up from here.
Oh, okay. So it looked like he missed it.
No, like 5 different angles, it looks like he completely misses it.
He missed this one. This one he fumbled.
No, this one he did, but he's getting closer. This one here, I was going to give it to him. I thought it was going to hit the net, but he was getting a little bit closer.
Boy, and Foxer with a great pass to him on that.
Yeah, no,
play,
I mean, he got set up nicely on all 3 of these.
3 to 3.
And so I kind of had a smart-ass comment after that, but we'll get to later. But then here it is. He spins off here up top, gets over here, and then he just delivers a rocket of a backhand. I have no idea how Askarov didn't go down and get hurt on this one, but somehow, because he shot it so softly, it bounces off his pads. Next thing you know, he comes back, gets another little one, and he taps it between legs. And then, right when this was 2-1, Ryan, there was about 4 minutes to go or something like that, right? And so I figured I'd be smart, and I'd write this down, perseverance, game-winning goal.
No, it was earlier than that.
Was it?
There were 9 minutes left.
I did it that early?
Yeah.
No, maybe it's because it took us so long to get to it. I think it took us
You were
so
still,
long.
We had gotten 4 or 5 minutes.
It takes me a little while to do
yeah.
this stuff. I'm not that good at it. So anyway, so it got down to about 4 minutes, and I went, hey, because they went to 6-on-5.
Well, Rantanen had scored, which we'll get to.
Made it, yeah, but
and
no,
so
I said,
and then they pulled
I
their
said
goalie.
they pulled their goalie, and I said if they get the next goal, I said, well, that whole game GW thing goes out the window. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, Ryan? He goes, oh, yeah, that's right. So then we got to redo it, and I got to do a different one that just says perseverance after they get the second one. Or not. Anyway, they didn't get it. So ultimately, it worked out. We had to erase and dry erase, and we had to.
And you got it.
We got
you
it.
got the GW.
Eventually, we got it.
The GWG is on the screen.
No, it's not. Just GW.
Right, but you got part of it. All right.
Is, according to Josh Clark, he has 4 goals and 3 of them game winners, which is a career high for Sam Steele.
Right? Clutch.
So
is that right?
When he puts them in, they work well.
He doesn't always score. He doesn't score often, but when he does, they're usually important.
Hey, the thing is he's getting the puck, and I don't. Who gave him? Did Rantanen give him any of those?
Rantanen had
because it was Fox,
no.
Blackie.
Rantanen had the assist on the Steele goal. Second assist.
No, I'm talking about the 3 that he missed on.
No,
I don't think so. I think it was Blackwell.
I just thought maybe Rantanen
Fox,
was
2 of them were shorthanded.
Yeah, I thought maybe Mikko figured he's going to shoot it from now on. But I do have a good idea. But anyway, we'll talk about that.
Well, 6 minutes later, 5.5 minutes later, Mikko Rantanen scores again. His 3rd point of the night. He had assists on both of the first 2 goals. Then he gets the goal himself at 16:39, so a little less than 4 minutes left. He makes it 3-1 on a. You can't leave him open in the bottom of the right circle. That's a nasty.
Well,
shot.
you mentioned your buddy Dellandrea. He outmuscles Dellandrea behind the net. Dellandrea
Size
goes
disparity.
up against
I like
the Moose
Ty
and
a
he
lot,
loses
but
that.
that's not a good tale
battle.
of the tape there.
And then so Rantanen comes out, and then from where he was, he goes far side on Askarov. So
yeah,
that was a big goal. That 3rd one was obviously because it could have been 2-2.
All right, Sam, walk us through the 6-on-5. Macklin Celebrini with a one-timer. Jake with a save. He scores on the second chance as the pass comes right back to him, but it didn't count.
Yeah, so I just saw, I think Robert posted it, Robert Tiffin posted it, the Stars amazing video review team before that goal even went in already had that marked that it was offside. So that was, I mean, you have to be, I have a question for you after this to remind me of that, but
Okay.
you have to be pretty certain in nowadays, right? Because it's a penalty if you get it wrong. And
Correct.
that would have made it 3-2 with what, like 2:19, 2:20 left.
Yep.
And they would have gone on a power play. So that's the importance of doing that. I was interested to see because I think Celebrini has only been held off the score sheet like 4 times this year or something ridiculous. So I was just thinking, all right, he got on there, he stays on the score sheet, but the Stars are still going to hold on and win. But the fact that they are able to call that back again just pretty much erased any doubt in the mind of the Stars. My question for you guys is that the first challenge of the year for Dallas? Someone asked us, and I didn't know the answer.
I believe
Do
it
they
is
have
because
another
they
one
haven't
this year?
had to challenge anything yet.
Or I think they've chosen not to challenge a couple of times where we've sort of said, maybe is there any goalie
I think there was
interference
one
or-
early, but they were up by a couple goals, and they figured there was no. It was
Not
kind of a
wishy-washy,
60-40.
not worth it. So yeah, I believe
Because
that's
we're going to
the
score
first-
2 more goals anyways. Why bother?
I think that's the first official Stars challenge, of the coaches' challenge of the
All
year.
right, 1-for-1.
1-for-1. Yep, very very nice. So the challenge is successful. It stays 3-1. That pretty much ends it for the Sharks, except for they keep going for the 6-on-5, and Miro tosses one in from about as far away as you can get, the left wing defensive zone corner, and he hits it right bullseye. What a great shot by Miro
That's the
from that far
territory.
away.
And speaking of Miro, he didn't even hit 25 minutes tonight.
Oh,
That's a night
how
off for him.
about that?
Oh, but
Easy night for
Night
Miro.
off for number 29 too.
that other guy, his partner though, got over 25. He plays 7 minutes on penalty kill night. Essa.
Yeah,
They
I
had
think I love John Klingberg, so I'm not trying to make fun of him. I'm really not. But there's nothing that says San Jose Sharks more than Klingberg chasing the puck with his head up to the sky, watching it go in, and then trying to kick it after it was in and whiffing and almost falling. That is San Jose Sharks written all over it on that one.
the Stars had 8 minutes in penalties on the night, lads, or 8 minutes shorthanded.
I know Essa played about 7.5 of it.
That's incredible. I mean, it's not incredible. It's normal, but for most defensemen, that's not the way it usually is. He played 7/8 of 8 minutes of shorthanded time on ice. Sam, I'm glad you mentioned John Klingberg because I had a chance to catch up with him and talk this morning after their optional morning skate. He's such a great guy. And It's funny because after our long conversation, we were saying our goodbyes. I tweeted about this earlier. I said, John looked at me and says, hey, say something nice about me on your broadcast tonight. So
You just did. You said he's a nice guy.
he's a super nice guy.
There you go.
And
John, I think you're an awesome guy too. I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Just kidding about what I said.
He's such a, well, I don't think he's probably tuning in, but he has a very good, solid place in Dallas Stars history. He was great for the Stars. Yep. He's back. He's not dealing with pain after his hip surgery. I don't think he's quite gotten the full pace of his game back. He seems to believe that there is still another level that he can get to. Not that, he's limited now and he won't ever. He thinks there's still another gear there, but be curious to see if he can find it.
Don't you think that if he doesn't get a job here because of everything that you said, he could go over to Europe and play another 4 or 5 years?
If he
and
has
that
it in
over
him,
there,
yeah.
he could.
Easily, if he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
But John is a very, very good player, and he has. I'm thinking of some fair amount of pride of I'm an NHLer. I don't know if NHLers always want to go down.
A lot of them do
to lower leagues
because it's easy and they play 30-some games a year and.
Yeah, maybe, but he's got a young family and he's got a couple of daughters that are five and under. So Yager's also crazy, good way. But yeah, so anyway, always nice to catch up with Klinger, and believe the Stars do not play the Sharks again in Dallas. They go to San Jose a couple weeks from now, and then again in January. So this is the only time we'll see Macklin, Celebrini, John Klingberg, Ty Dellandrea in Dallas tonight. So. All right. That's it for the breakdown. The Stars ended up looking pretty comfortable in the end. It just didn't feel that way, Sam, did it?
Yeah, no. It was a weird game in the sense that it never really picked up except for that quick span of what we just talked about, right? It was like, if you looked at the overall game, there's probably 50, maybe 45 minutes that were really just kind of feeling it out. Couple, maybe a chance here, but it comes back, and a little missed chance here. It never really caught the flow, and I think that's a typical game after a road trip. Stars are rolling, maybe injuries catching up, and the Sharks just. I was a little disappointed because the Sharks have usually put up a good fight. Not disappointed that the Stars won, but disappointed in the Sharks' overall game because
I don't think so.
No.
Accidental.
You didn't do that on purpose, Sam? Sharks put up a good fight? No.
No, that was good though.
That's like a fishing joke.
Yeah, no. But I just was, I thought they would have a better game against Dallas, and especially with the way Dallas kind of didn't really have their legs for the first while. I thought San Jose would really push, and they really just never found it. And the only push they had was that late goal, and it ended up coming back anyway.
All right, up next, your super chats. Keep them coming. We'll get to them next here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
But first, what if I told you? No, we have become a diehard, number one, because diehards are amazing and it's a lot of fun stuff. You get access to all the articles that Sean and I write, but also all the other teams in the DLS stratosphere. You get ad-free reading. You get access to 20% off merch, 20% off events, all kinds of amazing things. To become a diehard, plus you get a free shirt when you do it. We just had an awesome sale, and I think we had some pretty good numbers because DLS is the best, as we know. But another reason to become a diehard is because we have an awesome event coming up. 2 days, boys, not even 2 days away. The DLS Stars Takeover is headed to the AAC for the Stars and Penguins game, and it is sold out. And the reason I say become a diehard is because we sold almost every single one of these tickets to our diehards when we posted it in the Discord channels and to them privately before posting it publicly. And that is how we're probably going to do it each time with some of these events. So if you become a diehard, you get access first and you can jump on those before it's too late. And I know with how well this sold, and even though Luds thinks we might have some dicey times in the actual event because we're not really sure what to expect, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great time. There's going to be tons of stories, just like the events last year at Cosm and things like that. If you become a diehard, we're going to do another one of these, and you can jump on early, get those tickets, and come hang with us. You get to watch the pregame show, then you get to come hang out with us at Hooters, get some free food, get some drinks, and come hang out with this game. So become a diehard and join the next takeover.
I have an idea, Sam. I would like Ryan to pull up just one shirt, just one, and it would be the finisher. Yeah. My idea,
that
Sam,
should be number 18.
Is I think what you could do, Sam, is Ben, if you're listening, we need you to get Sam the finisher shirt, and since Sam is buddies with everybody in that locker room from the Dallas Stars, I think you should present this to Sam Steele and tell him that Owen said he thought he should wear this underneath his
new base layer,
his equipment. And because now the goals will just start to pour in for him, that he's all around it, he's on fire, and I think he would appreciate that. And we're gonna, instead of Sam Steele, the man of steel, he's going to be Sam the finisher.
The finisher,
Sam the finisher.
You think that'll go over well?
Yeah. I mean, it's with love. I mean, we want him to get on a run here, right?
Check out the shirts at our website, alldls.com.
Okay, I will say this. The fact that we're bringing this up and saying all this stuff about Steele missing opportunities and all that is because he's getting those chances, right? I gotta give him some credit because I gave him a hard time, and I did reverse jinx him tonight by literally writing about and tweeting about the fact that he has had so much trouble putting in chances, and then he scored. But he is getting him those areas, and he's giving himself those opportunities. I know some of them are great passes for Mikko Rantanen or things like that, but you don't create chances without getting to the right areas and being there. So credit to Sam Steele as well. And I hope, because he is one of the hardest working players on this team, I hope he is able to put in a couple more of these goals.
Is Sam Steele on the chat?
No, it's GM Ben.
Oh,
would you like to know what he said?
Well, of course.
Ryan,
sure
pull
positive.
up GM Ben's. I'm wearing my beer looking. I think he said looking twice.
Maybe he had too many beers. It sounds like
he's drinking a few beers.
See, there it is on the screen. So Luds has to buy me a beer. He's going to wear his green face-off shirt. He says you have to buy him. I believe you've been saying that Ben needs
I'm wearing my beer
Are we getting those
looking Stars shirts Sunday, so Luds has to buy me a beer.
I think you're right. He might have had too many already.
Sam's had way too many beers. Yeah, I mean, Ben. Sorry, Sam. Sam doesn't even drink. Sam doesn't even have a beer with us. Ben, you time to go to bed. But go get that finisher shirt for Sam.
We need a shirt for Sam? Okay. Yes.
We need those shirts. Did you guys get those shirts?
We have them. I wore it on the show the other day.
Oh, beauty. I can't wait. Do I get one too, or did I get next because I'm out here?
Ryan, does he get one? Yes, he
does. That was a resounding yes.
There was
can't wait.
Yeah, we'll get him one.
I think our GM needs to work on his typing skills.
Yeah, well.
Right? All right, let's get to the Super Chats. If you want to send us more, we are here right now. The Stars with the win over the Sharks tonight. And by the way, before we get to that first Super Chat, according to NHL stats, Mikko Rantanen had his 5th 3-point game of the season, which is only 3 players in the NHL have more this year than Mikko. Nate McKinnon has 7, and 2 players with 6.
Kucherov, maybe?
No, younger.
Younger? Oh, how about Celebrini?
Celebrini's one, and the other one?
Connor Bedard.
Very good. Those are the only 3 players that have more 3-point games this year than Mikko Rantanen.
Team Canada. Celebrini. McDavid. Bedard.
Ooh. Who do you take off for them to be on the roster, though?
I don't know.
Wyatt Johnston on the second line.
You're taking him off?
No, I said he should be on the second line. If that's the top line.
That is the second line. The first line will be Sid.
Whether it's Canada or U.S., there's going to be great players not picked for these 2 teams. All right, let's go to the Super Chats. We start with Chaotic with a Heiskanen and Rantanen. Finnish Mafia strikes again and 25 PKs in a row. We didn't really talk too much about it tonight because the Sharks really weren't very good at generating chances on the power play, but I believe...
But a lot of that has to do with their structure. You know?
Yes.
Stars penalty kill has now 7 straight games without allowing a power play goal against. They're starting to round into form, Luds.
Yep. They're closing out really well. They're gotten a lot better at collapsing on the players. They used to give those players wide open lanes in the high danger areas, as Owen loves to talk about. But if you went back and watched the Devils game, I don't think they got a shot on goal, and like they're both their power plays like in New Jersey. So they're doing a much better job in the simple things, and it makes power plays look really boring.
Luds? Looking up a stat right here.
No.
The
guy I have a little problem with every once in a while did not get on the PK tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
The guy we love, Wyatt Johnston.
No PK?
I think he rushes too hard out, and I think he drifts too far away from the middle of the ice. When you have Steele, Foxa, Blackwell, Beck, who else is out there?
Yeah, Beck, Rope does some PK
they're not
work,
killing
right?
with their superstars.
The one thing about those guys is always great to have quickness. And again, a lot of those guys, like Hintz has quickness and Wyatt has quickness, but they kind of, when you don't get drifting out of good areas of the ice. You don't have that up speed.
Big forward. Listen to this balance tonight. And maybe this is the opponent, the Luds. The big forwards tonight for shorthanded time on ice. Foxa.
Sam
Steele, Blackwell, Oscar Beck, I think had the second most. Blackwell had the most. And then you have Ritzkovian and then Rope Hintz with minutes. So the other forwards, they weren't playing with a ton of those.
There should be a role for those guys, and they take a bite out of that role. And I like it when they use those guys there. And then Wyatt's got a little more gas in the tank. And
Wyatt only played 16:39 tonight. That's a good thing for a game like this. Let's go to
Bing Bang
Finger Blaster 911 with a Lundqvist and a Madonna. I know, I can't believe I say that all the time. If I set the line at January 15th, 2026 for Radek Fox's next goal, you taking the over or the under? And just for context, Foxa did not score tonight, although he had a couple nice passes that could have led to Sam Steele goals. He has not scored a goal now for 25 consecutive games.
There's 3 days off there. There's 5 days off. I'll still go with the over.
You're taking past January 15th.
I'm going to go past January 15th.
Sam, over under January 15th for Fox's next goal.
I'm going to say that it happens before Christmas.
Ooh, so you take the under.
Yep.
I think there's one in there somewhere. I mean, listen, Ilya Lyubushkin.
He's doing other things.
He's not here to. He doesn't have to score goals, but I like the setups. I'm going to take the under as well, but I think Luds is probably right. All right, let's go to the next one, which we did. Or it's Burned Oils with a Hatcher and Year After the Cup. All support to Sam's mother. Yes, that is very sweet, and we appreciate it. That's why one of the reasons why Sam is out in California. We'll leave that to him, but thank you very much for that.
Bing bong.
I Love Misty 1985 with a Heiskanen and a 99 Cup year. The 7-point distance between the Stars and third place Washington Capitals is equal to the Caps and the 21st place Winnipeg Jets, Toronto Maple Leafs, Utah Mammoth, the Oilers, Edmonton Oilers, and the Sharks. 7-point gap to third. Like Lud said, though, as great as it is so far, as great as those Boston Bruins teams we talked about are, doesn't mean anything if you don't win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, you could do, and also you could lose a cup, just 2 games, and because there's so many games in here, and you turn around and you go, where the hell did they come from? You know, because they're playing the same kind of schedule.
The good news is, as we talked about the other day with the Jake Ottinger quote about where they are at the Thanksgiving standings, is it's a lot less mentally fatiguing to not have to be in the grind of are you in or are you out, that massive group that usually fights for the wild card spots.
Yeah, you like looking out the windshield instead of in the rearview mirror.
Oh.
You know, it's a lot easier to
Yeah.
go day to day.
Yeah, looking full speed ahead.
Bing bong.
Art Ross winner Jamie Benn with a DeSmith and 99 Cup year. Lud's going to the PWHL game. Can he name one player? Well, come on. They're just trying to make you look bad. What's that?
I said, can he?
Oh, so you want to put him up against the wall, put him on the spot?
No, I can't.
Hey, it's a super chat.
I've never seen a game. Are they on TV? Because I've never.
I
seen
believe they have a broadcast. Yes.
So you haven't seen a game
Yeah, they
either.
do.
Then.
No,
So as I get kicked in the Nuggets here,
I know,
you haven't either.
It's unfair. No, you watch more hockey than I do.
I do not watch women's hockey.
No,
I didn't even know they're on TV.
I'm just saying you watch more games than I do. I watch other games at times, but not nearly the.
Yeah.
I don't consume what you do. You watch a lot.
Yeah, I don't
Sarah
know.
Nurse was on the cover of NHL video game.
Yep, Sarah Nurse,
Hillary Knight.
Hillary Knight, one of the best U.S. women's hockey players of the generation.
They're not playing.
I don't think they're in that
retired.
particular game. So.
No. I was just talking about players. In general.
Hillary Knight doesn't play anymore, does she?
Sarah Nurse does.
No, I think she still plays.
I don't know if Hillary Knight does.
I thought she went into the Hall of Fame. Okay, I don't know. See, that's what I mean. I don't know.
Didn't think she was retired.
I think I'm going to go to that game if that matters.
Yeah, you should. I mean, we support.
Cool.
We support women's hockey in a big way, and I hope that it continues to grow. So, yeah, for sure.
And the Olympics, that team's going to be damn good. That U.S.
Oh,
team.
yeah, the women's Olympic hockey is a lot of fun to watch, especially when U.S. and Canada go head to head. They don't like each other much. They're a lot of fun.
They hate each other.
They do
I'll be
not.
snowmobiling.
Let's will be snowmobiling. All right. Unless we have any more super chats, we have a couple minutes left. The takeover coming up on Sunday. The Stars play the Pittsburgh Penguins. I am rather surprised with where the Penguins are at. Maybe they aren't, because they still have some very high-end talent that's aging but still great. I mean, Malkin, Crosby, Letang. They have Erik Karlsson there. Are you surprised that the Penguins are where they're at?
Sid's on a pace for 50 goals. 50 goals pace.
Mm-hmm.
Malkin is lighting it up.
Hey,
I
it's
think
Phil.
These guys are
Phil.
These guys are saying we're not done yet. You know, when Malkin was talking about him, probably, I'm going to play another year. I'm not sure we're going to play. And I think these led by those 3 guys that you just mentioned, they're there to say we're not going anywhere.
According to the chat, Hillary Knight plays for the Seattle team in the PWHL. She'll be in Dallas for the game.
She will.
So Sam, you get the point. You named a player that's going to be in the game in Dallas.
Just remember, when she goes into Hall of Fame, you heard it first here.
Oh, yeah, that's a no-brainer. But Sam, your thought on this coming Penguins game? I mean, they have one of the best power plays in the NHL. I think they're
number 1.
They're 1, and Edmonton passed Dallas 2. Like, to start the night tonight, Dallas was in 3rd. So got to worry about. I mean, Stars penalty kill has been really good, but the Penguins do have a very good power play.
Yeah, well, they got some pretty good players.
I'm excited that it's going to be a better game than we thought. Right, when we had this takeover and we knew it was going to be Pittsburgh, we all thought Pittsburgh would be bottom of the barrel, selling players kind of thing, rebuilding, all that. The fact that it should be a competitive game with some of the best players in the world is a lot more exciting for us and the diehards that'll be joining us.
And the guy that I've probably bagged on the most since this show started will be in town.
EK65.
EK65 has been playing very well. He has. He's been.
There's never a
been
doubt.
way
His
better,
offensive play and skating
But
is really good.
I'm going out on a limb right now and saying after that game is over, he'll be at least a -2.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dan Muse, head coach of the Penguins. I think a lot of people didn't know him real well as a Rangers assistant coach, saying he's got a lot of experience with young players. Pittsburgh's going for the future, not the present. Do you think he was not given enough respect for what he's been doing with his team so far, or is that all about that core?
No, I think it's how he relates to the guys.
Yep.
You know, he knew what he was dealing with. The other thing is, I just wonder when you talk about the big three there. You know, the guy that was there before, big voice, and obviously great coach.
Mike Sullivan,
and
yeah.
He's gonna. I just wonder if they feel like they got more control of the team, so to
Probably
speak.
feels like there's a little different air, just like going from
it's
Pete
fresh
DeBoer
air.
to.
It's fresh air.
And by the way, how about the
Hey,
rumors that
we got a super
Bing
chat.
bong.
We do. I Love Misty 1985 with a Heiskanen 99 Cup here. Thanks to Jordan for getting me goal puck from Wyatt's goal from the game against Utah. I paid her back, of course. Throw the hat. We'll throw this one.
I don't have one.
This is
Here, I'll throw Phil.
hat trick. I just try not to knock over my water. Don't throw Phil. And but in all seriousness, what the hell was I saying?
I don't know. I don't know.
I got distracted mid
You
conversation.
talking about Crosby? Or you don't? No, you're talking about coaches. Talking about Pittsburgh.
Something about a shrinking
That's as far as I can go.
No, it wasn't that, Sam. Did you hear what
Maybe
he
it
just
was
said?
Hillary Knight.
No, it was after
No?
night. I've completely lost my train of thought.
Was it
Well,
Tina Fey?
She's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, we were
It's good at Mean Girls.
Lucille Ball?
No, now he's just gonna make it worse now.
How
All right.
about Raquel Welch?
That super chat, Sam. We jumped into that and it completely derailed my thought process. We were talking
I was
about
getting Phil, so I wasn't
Penguins,
listening.
and I have no idea.
Can we rewind the tape? Are you that concerned about it? Let's
No,
just move on.
No, I think we should just wrap
Yeah,
up the
let's
show.
just
All right.
move on.
So we are going to pre-record our pregame show. We will still broadcast it on YouTube at 4:15, but the folks coming to the DLS Stars Takeover, which will be our live or our taped studio audience, will be there. And so we're looking forward to that. So we're going to do that a little early, and then it'll air while we're probably over having our Hooters meal and then heading to the AAC. So should be a lot of fun. Oh, Carly, go ahead.
Another one.
Yep. It's okay, I love Misty. I won't hold it against you. Oh, it populates slower than
Bing
on my
bong.
screen here. We have Carly Powers with a Heiskanen 99 Cup here. Doesn't it sound like a bad idea? Forever the team that can't beat Edmonton. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about, to hire the coach that can't beat Edmonton. So Carly, you brought me back. It was the rumors that we saw swirling that Pete DeBoer might be in talks to head coach the LA Kings. And then Ken Holland came out today and said those are false. Jim Hiller's still our head coach.
They all say that. They never say. Do you think that as a GM you're going to say, "Oh
No,
yeah,
of
they're
course
true,"
not.
especially
No.
while he's still your coach?
The LA Kings are in third place in the Pacific Division. Were they really in a hurry to change their coach? They were in a playoff spot.
I think it was the way that they got their year started. There was so expectations, and it kind of started out slower than they wanted.
And they have
it
lost
to.
2 in a row.
But Kopitar was hurt, and so there's a lot of things going on there.
And remember last year the Kings had the best record at home in the league.
Yeah.
They're 3-6-3 at home this year. That's not great. Really good road team again. So will be interesting to see if Pete DeBoer, look, he's going to get another NHL coaching job.
Oh,
The
yeah.
question is, will it be before or after the Olympic break? Will it be this year? Will it be next season?
It
I
won't
think
be. I know one thing for a fact. I believe.
Okay.
I know one thing for a fact. He will not be coaching here.
in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yes. That's very, I think
He
that's
will not-
signing
he
off.
might be coaching here, but it'll be on the other bench.
Well, I don't think it'll be one of the places he's coached at before, right? Florida, New Jersey, Vegas,
Florida's
San
got one,
Jose.
New Jersey's got one.
Yeah. It'll be something else. But if not midseason replacement, Luds, I would think this summer he's probably got a gig.
Maybe Vancouver. No, they got a new guy.
They just hired
gotta
Adam
give,
Foote,
They got to
right?
give Adam.
Got to give him more than a year. All right.
They're
so-
at bottom league today. They're 32nd today.
That Quinn
Yikes.
Hughes. There's a chance. Do you think that's real? Quinn Hughes could really end up not playing for the Vancouver Canucks sooner than later.
Well, if they want to tear it down, I think both of them
King's
guys,
ransom for him.
Oh yeah, of course.
Get him.
But they're not gonna. They know, and he doesn't want to be there if it's in the middle of a rebuild. I mean, he wants to be on a
Same
team.
reason Connor McDavid wanted assurances from the Edmonton Oilers by not signing a long-term
How's
deal.
that working out?
So far, not too great,
No.
but they are at least tied on points with Winnipeg for a wild card spot, even though, like the Sharks,
They're gonna get going. They're their next 3-4 games are winnable games. So
they're only 2 points behind LA for third in the Pacific, and that might be where the concern lies because
but
LA
but they got 2 guys back.
Who? Edmonton?
RNH
and
Hyman.
And LA
and they make a difference.
A couple more Edmonton wins, Kings might find themselves out of a playoff spot altogether. So I can see why there's some concern for a team in the Kings that we thought were going to take a step forward from last year, not regress. Sam, any final thoughts before we say goodnight on this one and get ready for our Sunday takeover?
I'm excited to get back to hang with the boys.
Look forward to having you there on Sunday. Don't forget, 4:15, we will air the show, our original broadcast, and then we'll have our normal post-game show. We'll be maybe a few minutes later starting it than normal because we'll be in the seats until the game ends, and then we'll have to walk back over here. Luds is glaring at me. We're sitting with the fans, Luds. You know it, the takeover event. GM Ben, Ryan, Luds and I, Sam will be popping in and out. We'll have a lot of fun. Final score tonight, 4-1. Stars beat the Sharks, and they just keep finding ways to bank points, which is a great way to go here early in the season. For Craig Ludwig, Sam Nessler, for Phil, and for Ryan Vaughters, I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Sunday.
Finisher. Sam Steele, the finisher.
Yes, Phil.